I'm a police officer who understood the task at hand. When I joined the service, it was my resolve to make sure that I deal with criminals head on. Hence, I had chosen a career within the combating side of policing. That's what led me to work in the units that I worked for over time. Yes, I've been a provincial commissioner, and I'm still a provincial commissioner, coordinating different type of policing operations in this province. And I've been involved with a lot of operations in the country in the past. And I understand that at this present moment, the war that we are facing is so serious that it deals with high-level senior officers within the criminal justice system. Therefore, it is important for us to go into a combat mode. It is important for me to make sure that I take on the enemy directly. So when you see me and you see this management and you understand that we have hard-working men and women, not only in KZN, but across the board in the country, who doesn't like crime, who doesn't like these criminals.
Welcome to this YouTube channel where you get your updates about any trending investigations. As confusion over the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption's (IDC) decision to abort the arrest of 2 senior crime intelligence officers grows, KwaZulu-Natal, KZN, Police Commissioner Nlandla Mkhwanazi said a war is brewing. Mkhwanazi was speaking outside the Brooklyn Police Station in Pretoria on Thursday, where crime intelligence head Dumisani Khumalo was called in with reports that he had been arrested alongside another high-ranking official. But as the day ended, the two drove out of the station with reasons behind the failure to execute the warrants unclear. "We are facing a war and there are many players in this game," Mkhwanazi said. Please don't forget to press the like button, and you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let us start here. Mkhwanazi claimed he and Khumalo received intelligence on Wednesday that IDC had itself 48 hours to get the pair behind bars.
Well, the knives are out at the highest levels of policing, and this time, those leading the charge against corruption are in the crosshairs. Crime intelligence boss Dumisani Khumalo and KZN Police Commissioner Nlandla Mkhwanazi was summoned to a Pretoria police station today amid speculation that they would be arrested by IDAC. But when they arrived, the drama took an unexpected turn. The anti-corruption body now denies that any arrests are on the cards. But Mkhwanazi insists IDAC was granted a 48-hour window to execute an arrest, and that something bigger is at play.
Yeah, no, we wanted to wait and see what's happening because the intelligence says there was a panic within IDAC that there are warrant of arrest that have been secured against the leadership of IDAC, which is not true. I first heard about this thing earlier in the week. A friend of mine from Durban called me, and I said, but there's nothing like that. I did not take it serious. It looks like the information that we get yesterday confirms that you guys have got a warrant of arrest for IDAC officials. And we said, but that's not true. We don't issue warrant of arrest. We work with prosecutors and lawyers if there's anything. But there's nothing. There's nothing that we are investigating that involves them. We are facing a war. That's all I can say. We are facing a war. And there are many players in this game.
I did not believe that intelligence when it came. And today, when General Khumalo called me, saying what we received yesterday is really happening, I thought I should come here, he said. General Nlandla did warn and say IDAC police leaders wants to arrest Dumisani Khumalo and himself. Mkhwanazi on Thursday afternoon, ENCA reported that Khumalo was arrested and processed at the station. However, shortly afterwards, IDAC spokesperson Henry Mamathame released a statement refuting the arrest of Khumalo alongside a high-ranking official. According to another earlier ENCA report, Khumalo's lawyer, James Ndebele, said his client received a call on Thursday to present himself at the police station for an arrest.
As well, or the presidency, this was averted because Khumalo is also intricately involved in the intelligence plan for the 30th of June. Let's bring in his lawyer, James Ndebele, to talk very quickly, and then we'll try to get the KZN police commissioner. Is my understanding of events true, Mr. Ndebele?
You're somewhat true. I represent Brigadier I beg your pardon, General Khumalo, as well as General Madondo. They were called earlier this afternoon, around about 1 o'clock, and instructed to surrender themselves for arrest and detention at the Brooklyn police station. They were informed that a warrant of arrest had been issued for the arrest. When they arrived here at 2:15, I also was present. IDEC was not here. They were then informed by a gentleman who called them, informing them that he's a chief investigator at IDEC, further informed that they were not to be arrested today due to a decision or a call that came from senior management, the details of which you have somewhat alluded to.
What do we understand about the nature of the charges that they were set to face before this intervention?
No further particulars have been provided to them as to what the charge is. What is strange, though, is the fact that they were not afforded any opportunity to provide a statement of sort. Now, for a prosecutor to satisfy themselves that there is a prima facie case to be put on the roll, they must have afforded an accused person or their suspect an opportunity to provide a warning statement. No warning statements were obtained from both my clients. This decision has been made. I don't know how they arrived at the decision, but my clients are feeling prejudiced by IDEC repeatedly hurling them at police stations. You recall they were arrested with regards to another matter, both of them at the Pretoria police station. They are appearing at the Pretoria police station. The matter is due back, I think, on the 3rd of September this year for a decision from the national director. I'm one of the attorneys for one of the suspects or accused persons in that matter.
He said it was not clear what the charges related to. However, upon arrival, there was a turn of events. Mkhwanazi maintains that they are clueless about the arrests.
No, well, what the intelligence we received yesterday was that they've given themselves 48 hours to make sure that myself and Khumalo are behind bars, because they believe that we have secured warrant of arrest for IDEC officials, which was, I did not believe that story, that there's something like that, because there's no warrant of arrest. And from where I am, there's not even an investigation that involves anyone from IDEC. So why would you come with warrant of arrest and a person who makes up the story? I thought it's just a story that is flying. But when Khumalo told me today that he's received a phone call by IDEC that say he must present himself at the station, so I thought the 48 hours that we were warned about yesterday, it's real. That's why I came here, so that first I can confirm with Khumalo to see the phone numbers that called him. And also, if IDEC is here, I might as well say, here I am, if you need me as well. But to my surprise, then Khumalo gets another phone call that says that he doesn't have to present himself because of some executive decision.
In fact, that's also what we've been told. Have you gotten any clarity as to what exactly happened between the time Khumalo was told to present himself and the time at which he then was not going to be processed at this police station?
There are phone numbers that called him. The people that own those phone numbers, perhaps are the one that must take the microphone and tell South Africa.
There's nothing that we are investigating that involves them, he said. June 19th, 6 o'clock, my number. He expressed this last message to the IDC leadership, giving them his assurance pending any investigation that they might have against them as invalid. June 19th, 6:01, my number.